Rachel Zegler was reportedly told to shut up by Disney executives after they realized her actions were causing serious damage to their business. Zegler had previously sparked outrage when she told former President Trump and his 75 million voters, "May you never know peace."
Only a few days ago, decided to tell every single person that had a different political opinion than her that they could F off.
This statement enraged the public, and Disney was forced to step in, demanding she apologize. While Zegler did issue an apology, many felt it came off as insincere. She brushed it off as just her opinion. But let's be honest, wishing someone to never know peace feels more like a curse than a simple opinion. Even Disney, known for its ultra-progressive and woke image, appears to have reached their breaking point with her actions. It seems they're now realizing that Zegler's behavior isn't just controversial, it's outright unacceptable, even for a company that has long embraced controversial figures. And let's not forget the earlier backlash when she made headlines for harshly criticizing the original Snow White. Back then, Rachel went on a rant criticizing everything about the classic Snow White, claiming it didn't resonate with her and was completely outdated. Fast forward to today, and now she's in interviews professing her love for the original. Talk about a total 180. What a blatant display of hypocrisy. To manage the fallout, Disney even teamed her up with Halle Bailey for some staged PR pieces, hoping the public would move on. But let's be fair, this mess isn't entirely Rachel's fault. She was practically pulled from obscurity and thrown into the spotlight overnight. One day, no one knew who she was. The next, she's starring in West Side Story and Snow White. That's a lot for anyone to handle, especially someone who seems more focused on activism than, acting. Sure, she's young, but how long can we keep using that as an excuse? She's an adult now, and someone in her circle should have stepped up and told her to stay quiet before things spiraled this far.
Everyone has a right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own.
You can have the opinion, you just shouldn't know peace afterwards.
Remember the days when Hollywood stars had handlers to keep them out of trouble? Back then, these so-called handlers would step in before a celebrity could say or do something that might destroy their career. Nowadays, it seems like actors have free rein to self-destruct. Rachel Zegler's controversial comments about Trump supporters, followed by her insincere apology, are just the latest reminder of how disconnected Hollywood can be. Let's revisit Rachel's anger toward Trump and his millions of American voters. When Trump was elected, Rachel took to Instagram to share an emotional rant, posting a series of heated stories. Her outburst didn't go unnoticed. Megyn Kelly weighed in on her show, openly criticizing Rachel and pulling no punches. Kelly even went so far as to call Rachel a pig and hinted at Disney might need to scrap the film entirely at this point, a harsh move but not surprising given the overwhelming backlash. And honestly, Disney has no one to blame but themselves.
Kelly went after Zegler for comments in her Sirius XM show Thursday, calling Zegler a pig, saying there was something wrong with this person.
When the pressure became too much, Rachel posted an Instagram apology. But let's be real, it was about as authentic as a reality TV storyline. It was painfully obvious the statement came straight from Disney's PR team. Rachel claimed she let her emotions get the better of her, and even threw in a line about how hatred and anger only push people further from understanding. Noble words, sure, but coming from someone who just declared her critics unworthy of peace? That's a hard sell. This fiasco is yet another chapter in Disney's growing PR nightmare. For years, they've been pushing identity politics and woke narratives, and now audiences are finally fighting back. And here's the kicker. This backlash isn't rooted in hatred or bigotry, it's driven by frustration. People are tired of being condescended to by the same industry that expects us to support them with our wallets. It's no secret that the cultural tide is shifting, and even Hollywood is starting to take notice. Big names like Jeff Bezos are reportedly urging their media outlets to tone things down. Even the owner of the LA Times appeared on Fox News, admitting to firing part of the editorial staff to bring more balance. Why? Because they're feeling the pressure. Audiences are fed up, and it's hitting Hollywood where it hurts the most, their wallets. At the end of the day, money talks. Disney's constant attempts to pander to every woke trend aren't translating into box office success. The Snow White fiasco is just the latest example of this. While Disney scrambles to salvage the situation, it feels like too little, too late.
Remember, they already tried damage control with Rachel Zegler after her,
And when it comes to celebrities like Rachel Zegler, it's hard to tell what's authentic and what's just another attempt to align with Hollywood's latest trends. Are these stars genuinely standing up for their beliefs? Or are they simply saying what they think their peers want to hear? Let's be honest, Hollywood is full of people who follow the crowd just to stay relevant. Many of them probably don't even believe half the things they say. Take Brie Larson, for example. She's the quintessential celebrity who likely thought she was just playing along with what Hollywood expected of her. But Rachel Zegler? That's a different story. She comes across as a true believer, right up there with the likes of Mark Ruffalo and Robert De Niro. These are the actors who dive headfirst into every political issue, treating it like their personal mission to set the world straight. What's ironic, though, is that actors are essentially blank canvases. Their job is to embody characters that aren't their own. So, is it really surprising that so many of them end up parroting whatever the dominant narrative is in their industry? It's almost like they've blurred the lines between playing a role on screen and following the script off it. Actors are professional chameleons, constantly shifting to fit different roles, and sometimes it feels like they lose track of who they really are when the cameras stop rolling.
Hey, have you witnessed what's going on? Your trailer has over 1 million dislikes. What the fuck are you doing?
What's even wilder is how much influence their assistants and teams have in shaping their political stances. If you took one of these celebrities out of Hollywood and dropped them into a completely different environment, chances are they'd adopt a whole new set of beliefs. That's how easily influenced they are. And when the fame starts to fade, some of them spiral. It's like they've spent so much time pretending to be someone else that they no longer know who they truly are. Rachel Zegler's Instagram activity is a textbook example of this. She's embraced that trendy, lowercase aesthetic, never capitalizing anything in her posts. It's very young and very much about looking cool online. But then, out of nowhere, her apology for those Trump-related comments shows up, and suddenly everything is capitalized and polished, like it was straight out of a professional PR playbook. The shift is so jarring that it feels like you're looking at two completely different people. It's painfully obvious that Rachel didn't write that apology herself. What's ironic is that despite all the backlash, she initially doubled down on some of her comments before finally caving and issuing that so-called apology. It's almost as if she doesn't grasp the stakes for a company like Disney. Or maybe she does and just doesn't care. Either way, it's a complete disaster. Disney is scrambling to do damage control, but it might already be too late. Snow White hasn't even hit theaters yet, and it's already drowning in bad press. If this trend continues, it's hard to see the movie as anything other than a colossal flop. Let's face it, this situation has Disney's fingerprints all over it. Disney has a long history of scripting apologies for their stars. Just look at how they handled Gina Carano. It's no secret that they micromanage how their actors interact with the public, especially when controversies arise. Rachel's apology feels like it was copy-pasted straight from an email her PR team sent out. Generic, rehearsed, and completely lacking in sincerity. The phrasing, the tone, and the sudden shift from her usual posting style, it all screams damage control. The funniest part? Rachel couldn't resist slipping in some passive-aggressive vibes, even telling people to unfollow her if they didn't agree with her views. Not exactly the best way to win people over, but it's pretty on brand for how disconnected Hollywood can be. They don't seem to understand that alienating a massive portion of their audience is, well, bad for business. But this situation isn't just about one actress or even one movie. It's part of a larger trend. Hollywood has spent years pushing certain narratives, and now the cracks are starting to show. Audiences just aren't buying it anymore, both figuratively and literally. And while some celebrities may genuinely believe in their causes, others are clearly just playing the part to stay in good standing with the industry. What do you think about this whole Rachel Zegler drama? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Snow White and other Hollywood controversies. See you in the next video.